everyone, I hope you're all doing really great. So today is gonna be like a fun video in my opinion. I wanted to pick these out like for me but also for you guys. So I talk a lot about like my favorite authors. Like I really like having favorite authors, and there's something special about favorite authors because you know, like when you pick up one of their books, it's gonna make you feel at home, it's gonna make you feel good inside, like you've settled kind of, and then you can always look forward to like another book by that author. I have 6 authors to talk about, and before we get started, look at how cool that is. I felt like you need to see it close up to really understand what was going on with my eye here. Anyhow, let's get started. So my favorite author, should we do it from least favorite author to most, like the favorite author? I think I want to do that. Alright, the first author that I really wanted to talk about is Brian K. Vaughan, who has written Paper Girls and Saga. So this is the only comic book author I have in here, but like literally both Saga and the Paper Girls comics are just like my favorite comics, and I love like the sci-fi element. It is so cool. I just like how like bizarre some of the characters are, and of course like the art style really helps and it really brings the story together. So I think Brian K. Vaughan and himself is not the genius, but like the way the artist and him collaborate to make his books like come alive is just brilliant. And I felt like I need to include him because when you talk about your favorite author, it's a mix between the author and how many books they've read, so that you can like verify that it's actually your favorite author. Like it's a very strange position because I have a lot of series that I really like The Lies of Locke Moira and even like Harry Potter, but I haven't read anything else by them except that series. Like I can't really say it's like my favorite author, and lately J.K. Rowling has made some like very bad mistakes when it comes to the the Wizarding World universe, so it's like very hard to say that certain authors are your favorite authors. But yes, let's move on to the next one. This is kind of a little, like, it shocked me a little bit actually that I put this on here, but this is Celeste Ng. I still don't know how to pronounce her last name, to be honest. This is her first book, Everything I Never Told You, and she also has a second book called Little Fires Everywhere. And the truth is, I have to call her like a favorite author, even though she's only released 2 books. Not only is it like 100 out of 100, but I feel like it's just, I really like these books, okay? I don't know how to justify why she's my favorite author, but I like the way she brings so many topics and elements into her stories. I think her writing is beautiful. Like when I was reading both her books, like I just had to highlight everything, and it isn't flowery or it isn't trying hard. It's just very good in itself. I think her second book is my favorite, but I haven't talked about this one so much. So I like the elements of family in her stories. I like how she starts the book with the ending, and then you kind of see how the story gets to the point where you know it's going. Yeah, I just really like it. After that, we only have, I feel a little bit bad including this author because I've only read 2 of his books, but the truth is, I don't know, the truth is I love them so much that I can't not say he's one of my favorite authors, and that is Blake Crouch. So I also know he has a series like the We Were Pines series, which is also like a series, so I'm a little bit interested in reading that as well because I know Books and Emily really likes this author and those books as well. I think it's a little bit more like a detective story, and I think that's why I haven't been interested in picking them up. But his 2 latest books, Dark Matter and Recursion, are just like 2 of my favorite books of all time, and I think anything he publishes like from now on is just gonna be amazing. So maybe I'll pick up We Were Pines, and then we will see. But oh my god, this author, you guys, he's just exceptional. Like the way he brings humor and love and just everything, like the themes he has in his sci-fi books, like it's just really brilliant. I cried a lot in both of these, especially Recursion. Wow. Another one, I feel a little bit, I don't know why I feel bad about calling something my favorite author. Like that is so dumb. But anyways, we have Douglas Adams. So I've only read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series by him, but it's what got me into sci-fi. It's this whimsical way I want to look at life, and in 2 weeks actually, probably less for you guys, I'm getting my Adventure Time tattoo, and there's gonna be an element from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in my Adventure Time tattoo, and so like it just means a lot to me, and I think I like his like perspective on life. I like his reflections, and I'm also very excited to read Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, I think it's called. And I know this is a Netflix series, and I'm really excited to see it because I've seen the trailer for the Netflix series, and it just looks so funny and amazing. And I have 2 of the books in this series. Maybe there's only 2 actually, but I just really want to get to these. And if I like these 2, then he's definitely a favorite author. But still, he is now as well. Okay, and then we get to the top 2. So these 2 authors are like my actual favorite authors. Like the other ones are my favorite authors, but these are my favorite authors. And I had a really hard time picking which ones are in the top of these 2. And if you watch my other videos, you know which 2 of these are. And the one that goes in second place, I recently switched them, and I'll explain why. The one that goes in second place is Haruki Murakami, and oh my god, I love his books, okay? So I half a year ago, that's not recent at all, Wilma. Where are you? Half a year ago, I read 1Q84, and it's the only book that I have certain issues with when it comes to like the third part of that story, and I just like didn't like. I love the ending, and it was very like non-Haruki Murakami like, which was different from the other books I've read. It was more like of a happy ending sort of situation. But the third book is just, there's a lot of stuff not happening in that story, and it made me like a little bit reevaluate his writing and all that. But I'm going to start the Rat quartet, kind of like the companion novels, and so I'm really excited to see when he connects the stories together, because so far he doesn't have any series. So I'm really excited for that, and I really like all his books that I read. Like, they're all really good. So yeah, but I have read only 5 of his books, I think, and I'm gonna get on that train. I was talking to my dad because I introduced him to Murakami, and this is the first book we read together, and he's like, yeah, but I've only read 12 of his books, and I'm like, you've only read 12 of his books? Okay, so that's how it is. And my favorite author of all time is Brandon Sanderson. So Daniel Green, he just released a video where he had a chat with Brandon Sanderson, and I've only gotten halfway in it. Okay, so, but go check that out if you're also a fan of Brandon Sanderson. So he's my favorite author for the reason that, and I recently experienced this with The Ally of Law, where it wasn't my favorite. I think it was my least favorite book that I've ever read by him, but I still loved reading it, and it was for reasons like that wasn't because of the story or the characters. I just read it and I felt like at home, like it was like a breath in all my reading, and I feel settled and I feel calm and I feel like good when I read his stuff. I don't feel stressed. I don't feel anything. Like I just feel the story, and I don't know what it is about him, because his writing isn't exceptional or magical, but when I read his books, I feel like I'm part of something bigger, and I think it's also part of like what he's created with the Cosmere universe and how the books are connected. And also when I'm reading the Arcanium Unbound, which I'm slowly getting my way through, and the secret history that is going to continuously pop up in the Mistborn universe throughout the different eras, I think that is brilliant, and I really hope he's like working on it and that it's gonna happen, because I don't know, like what he has created, it's just like, it feels bigger than books, and it feels bigger than anything else that I could get from reading, and he like makes me fall in love with reading every single time I read his books. So I don't know, he is definitely my favorite authors. I've also read the most of any author ever, my most read author, that's the word I'm looking for. So I actually read 11 of his books, and I'm going to be reading more, obviously, because the Starsight is coming out, coming out, I'm not sure. And also, I need to talk about this because I'm angry, okay? I'm soon starting my 3rd Wheel of Time book, and I'm slowly actually starting to like it much more and maybe eventually love it. So what's happening is that the pocket editions of Wheel of Time, wait, I'll show you. These editions of Wheel of Time, the beautiful small editions, I love pocket. These are, oh my god, they're amazing. If you've seen the UK editions, I'll pop in a picture here. They're so ugly. I despise them. So I love these editions, the American pocket editions. And it turns out they're going out of print. Crazy, right? And so I bought all the books in the series from my local science fiction bookstore. It was a lot of money, but you know, like, you gotta do what you gotta do to get the books. And I'm like slowly panicking because I heard somewhere that they don't even have all of the books in stock, and obviously you could probably get them secondhand, but if they're gonna go out of print, like, they're gonna be more expensive probably. I was having a panic attack and I just went online and bought all the books. So that's the story, but I'm going to be reading this, and obviously he's read the last 3 books in the Wheel of Time, and that's the connection I was making in my mind. And also I just got the books in the series, so it was on my mind. Do you ever feel like this? I just want to talk about books in a video, but I don't have a specific topic to talk about, so I just make a video and hope that it becomes a topic. So those are my 6 favorite authors as of today. I thought maybe I could make a video about favorite author predictions, like authors I think are gonna become my favorites if I read enough books or anything like that. I think that would be also a fun video to watch. So tell me if any of these are also your favorite authors, or if you completely disagree, or if you have other people that are your favorite authors, then comment that below. I would love to talk to you guys about books in the comments. I wish you all an amazing magical day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!